Mr. Shute, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, give me a sec. My audio's a little off here. Just a second.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Right.
I just want to let's do a quick introduction so you know who's in the room. I'm Damon Wright, Superintendent of Benicia Unified School District. Got Mark Maselli, our trustee.
I'm not seeing anyone. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Let me set this down. There we go. We got Cece Grubbs, our trustee, Amy Hirsch, our trustee. And we have Sherry Zeta, who's our president. And we also have our attorney, Josh, and Cushwinder Gill, our assistant superintendent of human resources.
So you have Attorney Stevens, who I was told would not be involved in any way.
Okay. Wow. Hold on one second. That was an accident. Okay. Well, he's present, and right now he's just listening in, and you're going to appeal to the board.
Well, I've already appealed, and I've given you guys plenty of information, so I'm assuming you've read what I've shared with you, and why don't you start with whatever questions you have?
Well, I'd like to start by, we already did our introductions of who's in the room. The purpose of this meeting is to hear the appeal of Steve Stroop as it relates to the investigative findings that were issued to him on November 13th, 2023. Regarding the complaint he filed against Principal Slater and the district on September 28, 2023. This meeting is your opportunity, Mr. Street, to explain to the board the reasons for your appeal. Before today's meeting, the board reviewed the final written decision issued to you on November 13th, 2023 by Dr. Gill. We have also reviewed your initial complaint, your various correspondences with the district regarding the complaint, as well as your emailed appeal dated November 27, 2023, in which you briefly described the reasons for your appeal. Please be advised that this is not an adversarial or evidentiary hearing. Rather, the purpose of this meeting is to simply provide you an opportunity to explain the reasons for your appeal. The board is herein allotting you 15 minutes for this purpose, and I have asked my fellow trustees not to interrupt you during your presentation. At the conclusion of your presentation, the board may
I'm listening, sir.
the board may ask you questions for clarification. So, Mr. Stroop, do we have 15 minutes on the clock? Okay, perfect. We're going to ask you to proceed, please, Mr. Stroop.
Yeah, I don't need 15 minutes because I've already given you all the information that I have. It's all written down in emails. So, and since you've already read those, why waste all of our time by telling what I've already shared with you?
Okay, I understand, and we have read your emails in completion. And Dr. Wright, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, is there anything in additional that you want to share with the board? I mean, this is your opportunity for your appeal. So yes, we've read your documentation, but we're giving you an opportunity to appeal to the board for our policy.
Yeah, I hear you saying you're giving me the opportunity. I don't trust you. I don't trust you, Damon Wright, or you, Cushwinder Gill, and particularly Attorney Stevens. Every turn in this entire situation has been, how do I put this, set to deflect from the district and its employees, and it's apparent that the hit job that Attorney Stevens did was definitely not objective. I think I've shared enough. By the way, I put in the chat a link to all of the emails that I have between myself and anybody related to BUSD. I really, I loved working in your district. You know, I'm a former teacher, former teacher of, well, between teaching and classified, I was in schools for about 25 years. I endured retaliation from a former employer. which made full-time teaching out of the question for me. And so I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to subbing because I can be of help there. And I'm not sure if you've talked to any principals or teachers or anyone that I've worked with in BUSD. I could tell you that every conversation, every interaction that I had with staff and students was positive. And so I've been reviewing your policies today, and I'll share those with you eventually once I have them all compiled. It's apparent that many policies were not followed. I'm not sure if you need me to go into detail about that, given the amount of time we have. I'm not going to go into what they are, but there are laws that have been broken as well. So I'm here today to appeal the decision that was sent to me by Cushwinder Gill and reflective of the bogus report made by Attorney Stevens there, who definitely violated rules of conduct. And Attorney Stevens, if you feel I'm defaming you in any way, please feel free to send me a cease and desist letter. So yeah, there's really not much that I need to say. I'd basically just be repeating what I've shared with you already. So like I said, no real point in doing that. I'd rather spend the 15 minutes we have answering your questions to clarify anything for you.
Okay, thank you. So our board at this time, if anybody has any questions for Mr. Stroop, please let's talk. If you have any questions, if you don't, just say I don't have any, and we can move on.
I have no questions.
I have no questions.
No question.
And I have no questions.
All right, well, given that we have 15 minutes still, would you like me to share any board policies that I feel have been violated, or
Well, Mr. Street, this is your opportunity to give the board
Damon,
your appeal. So whatever you feel is-
Damon, don't interrupt me. I was talking, you interrupted me, which I'm not surprised by. You know, when I emailed you, I think it was on a Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday, and it took you 2 days to respond to me. I don't know how you interpret your policies, but I would not say that's a timely manner. When I asked whether I was employed or not, you deflected and refused to answer, which led to some serious mental health issues over that weekend. I asked that Cushwinder Gill or that an alternate be in charge of the investigation. It became obvious that Cushwinder was also not objective. I had been contacted by Attorney Stevens there and questioned Cushwinder and was told I would not be hearing from that lawyer again. And then he ended up being the person heading the investigation. Board, I want to trust you, but it's very hard because I've gone through this before. I'm somebody who you don't want to go down this road with, because it's a long, arduous road if you're going to fight me, if you're going to try to fight the evidence that I have. I also am very curious as to what role AP Keenan, or as they sometimes go by Keenan and Associates, have in this matter, because I'm well aware that not only have they influenced former employers' decisions, or a former employer's decisions. They lost, I think I mentioned, the Cornejo Rubalcaba versus Santa Cruz schools lawsuit, and they ended up paying $35 million, $27 million of which was punitive. There's also a lawsuit between San Francisco Unified and I think San Mateo, maybe? I don't know, there's another district there, which Keenan ended up settling, and it was very similar in that they were influencing administrators' decisions. So, you know, it's your choice. I hope that that you take things seriously and that you are objective. My experiences with boards have shown that it's usually a defense, you know, at every turn. Is Damon indemnified?
I'm sorry?
Is Damon indemnified?
I don't know.
What do you
It would be in the contract.
Yeah, we're not here to answer legal questions, Mr. Stroud.
I'm not asking a legal question. I'm asking a question.
That is a legal question.
It seems like it's pretty clear cut, right? If he is, then it would be in your interest to defend him, right? So the problem is your policies and your organization protection, I guess, moves you, it allows you to bend your values and no longer treat all people equally, as Mr. Stevens differentiated between substitute employees and full-time employees. Yeah, so it's clear that, and I could just tell by your body language and the way that you guys interact with me, you don't care. I'm not surprised.
That's not true. We take every incident into
Prove it.
consideration in this.
Prove it.
And that's what we have by reading all your documentation thoroughly. In fact, I think you sent another one today that I went through as well. Two of them actually, I believe. And we all take our jobs on this district board very seriously. So,
Sure. Well, all I can tell you is my experience with boards has been, you know, your policies say one thing, and the boards that I've interacted with have done other things and tried to hide things. So yeah, I really hope that's not the case here. When do you expect you'll be making your final decisions and doing any further investigation?
I believe that you would receive a final decision within 10 days, 10 business days from today. That's the information that I can share with you.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty sure I already know the contents of that letter, based off of what I've experienced with this district and other wealthy districts in the past. All right, I'm going to shut up so you can ask the few questions that you got.
We just went around the room right before your comments here, and none of the board members, including myself, have any questions to ask you. I believe there's how many minutes?
We have 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
So there's 3.5 minutes left for you to share any additional information. We do appreciate you being here, to
Great.
go through this with
Yeah.
us.
I just, but you tell me stuff, and based on the interactions I've had, particularly with Cushwinder, I asked her if she was comfortable signing that letter from Mr. Stevens, Attorney Stevens, and she said she was very cool with that. Read it. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. And that you have that guy in the room with you says a lot. So, you know what? I'm comfortable going to sleep tonight. I hope you are.
Well, then, I think, are we at the end? Are you?
I'm done.
have you-
Yeah.
You're completed? Okay, so I just want to thank you for being here, and at this time, the board will continue its closed session in private in order to deliberate. The board will issue the final decision in writing with 10 business days, as I stated earlier, and this hearing is now closed. Thank you.
Have a good weekend. Or week.
Thank you.